Hello, welcome to the Chapter 3 review video. In this video, we will cover Chapter 3, which concerns schwa exceptions. So go ahead and open your books to page 47 and go to the top, number 2, schwa exceptions. Last class, we learned that schwa often appears before and after the word stressed syllable. But what I want you to know is that although that's an extremely good rule, it doesn't work all the time. There are 4 major exceptions to this rule. There are 4 times when schwa doesn't appear next to the word stressed syllable, and we're going to go over them in this tutorial, in this review. So, first, schwa exception number 1. Listen to all of these words and notice how many syllables they have. So, starting here, city, money, taxi, movie. So it's city, money, taxi, movie. They all have 2 syllables. And the word stress in all of these movies, the word stress in all of these words is the first syllable. So according to the rule I gave you last week, the schwa should be right next to the word stressed syllable. So all of these words should sound like this. So we should be sita, mana, taxa, muva. But it's not. Here there is no schwa, and there's a reason why it doesn't happen. This is the first schwa exception rule. So go ahead and write this down in your textbook. This is schwa exception number 1. The sound E at the end of a word does not change to a schwa. Most of the time this is written Y, but you can see sometimes the E sound is written EY, sometimes it's written as I, sometimes it's written as IE. The spelling doesn't really matter. It's the sound, E, that doesn't change to schwa. If the last syllable in a word is E, no schwa in that syllable. That's the first exception. So, go down to schwa exception number 2, and these 3 words will also be part of the exception to the schwa rule. Go ahead and listen to the words and how many syllables does each one have. So number 1, window. Number 2, pillow. Number 3, piano. The first 2 words have 2 syllables. The third word has 3 syllables. Now let's do the first one. First 2, that is. So it's window. The stress is on the first syllable. And according to the rule I've taught you so far, this should be winda, winda. But it's not. There's no schwa here either. The same thing will happen with the second word, pillow. Pillow. The word stress is on the first syllable. So again, according to the rule I taught you the last class, this should be pilla. But it doesn't happen. The schwa does not appear in these words. What I want you to know is that this is the second schwa exception. So go ahead and write this down in your book. This is the second schwa exception. The sound O at the end of a word does not change to a. It does not change to a schwa sound. Most of the time in English this is written as OW, but the last sound in piano, O, is written simply as O. Again, the spelling doesn't matter. It's the sound O at the end of a word that doesn't change. Go ahead and move to the next page, and we'll go on to the third exception. This is a more complicated exception, but what I want you to know is that a lot of these words won't have a schwa in them as well. So, for example, number 1, biology, biology, biology. Biology has 4 syllables. Biology. And the second syllable in the word has the word stress. So according to the rule I've taught you so far, the I in the first syllable and the O in the third syllable should change to schwa. The LO does change to a schwa, but the I in the first syllable does not. The reason why this happens is because there are two vowels next to each other, but in different syllables. If two vowels are next to each other, but in different syllables, the first vowel doesn't change to a schwa. So let me give you the rule. Here's the third schwa exception. When two vowels are next to each other, but in different syllables, the vowel next to the word stress vowel does not change to a schwa. The last schwa exception is fairly easy. What I want you to know is that there are many words in English that are composed of two separate words. So for example, these three words, all three of them have different words inside of it. So for example, airport. Airport has the idea of air and port in it. The word baseball has the word base and the word ball in it. The word raincoat has the word rain and coat in it. These types of words are called compounds. Compound means make come together. And these words have a very easy stress schwa exception rule. Here's what I want you to know. Essentially, two-syllable compounds don't have schwa, even if they have word stress. So for example, Facebook. So Facebook. The stress is on the first syllable, but book does not become a schwa because it's a compound. Compound words, words with two ideas inside of it, two separate words that became a larger word. If that happens, no schwa. And that's the fourth and final schwa exception. So this is the end of the Chapter 3 review. Good luck on the quiz.